I first saw Being There when it was released in 1979, and well remember being very taken with it as a whole, but especially the thought-provoking twist at the end. I was particularly struck by the deceptively gentle pace which reflected Chance's vision and approach to life, and served to underline what I took to be one of the central themes or messages of the film. While not really a biting satire or a cutting comedy, Being There gently and amusingly presents pertinent observations about life and society. It has been criticised by some for being too arty and for not being more overtly entertaining. But this is not a satire trying to take a rise out of political or social absurdities. At its core, it's making serious points about life, the meaning we give it, and the society we are creating. As gentle simpleton Chance is evicted from his lifelong home, indeed his entire world, as he's never left the grounds, he is launched into a series of adventures propelled by a variety of misunderstandings and misinterpretations. Of very limited intellectual ability, Chance's two areas of knowledge and interest are gardening and television. A key element in the misunderstandings which advance his storyline is the way in which his interlocutors impose their own interpretation on Chance's utterances. This applies to virtually every conversation Chance has, and the audience is party to the joke as we are aware of the genuine situation and the true import of Chance's remarks, generally containing references to gardening, his only real area of competence. Thus, as various characters have conversations at cross purposes, we can see and understand how this happens, and feel superior to the wealthy and powerful characters as they input significance to Chance's banal gardening metaphors. Jerzy Kosinski, the author of the novel and the script, appears to be mocking the way we need and seek wisdom and inspiration to the point where we impose metaphoric meaning and symbolism on what may be no more than normal conversation. Man, and by extension society, may be getting too big for his boots, in that he tries too hard to be clever to the point where, by overanalyzing and intellectualizing, he actually creates problems which need not be there. It's in this context, which leads to anxiety and overreaction, that man seeks wisdom and knowledge from others. It is also in this context that Chance's gardening metaphors offer reassurance and comfort, and are seized upon by those in positions of responsibility in the film. As those in authority seek to control everything and panic when they fail, Chance appears to offer hope in the form of calm confidence and a metaphoric return to nature. Since we know that Chance's remarks are nothing more than a desperate attempt to engage in conversation using his only source of knowledge, we may interpret the film as saying that there is no meaning to things other than that which we choose to see in them, and that society is shaped by the chance meetings of minds, by being right in the right place at the right time, and by interpretation of what is said. Chance has exercised considerable influence simply by being there at the right time. It is only as a result of a series of accidents and misinterpretations that he reached such a position of influence, and perhaps the same can be said for many such people and events which have influenced history. This might have been a straight comedy, even a farce, if the authorities had ended up with egg on their faces, but they don't. In fact, Chance's words actually offer solutions, or at least others' interpretations of his words offer solutions and reassurance. As I said earlier, it struck me that Kosinski may be saying that what is important is not what is said, but the meaning taken from it by the interlocutor. Chance has managed to free people's minds from intellectual clogging and emotional involvement to allow them to see a solution. However, the ending of the film put an entirely different slant on things for me. The final image of Chance walking on water suggests, in my opinion, that Chance is a messenger from God, and that perhaps credence should be accorded to his utterings and credit given to the effect he has had. God moves in mysterious ways, so they say, and Chance has indeed had a beneficial effect on those whose lives he has touched. He managed to put them in touch with themselves by cutting through complications and intellectual argument to find a simpler and more natural solution. Chance may be regarded not so much as a vessel of knowledge, but as a model of approach and attitude. He encourages us to appreciate simpler things and nature, be more accepting, and not to seek to control. Since chance has no perception of the problems he helps to resolve, it may be argued that problems are largely of our own making. It seems to me that a worthy point of reference is Voltaire's Candide. At the end of that story, the idealistic Candide has become thoroughly disillusioned with life and the various philosophies he has encountered. His solution is, il faut cultiver notre jardin. We must develop our garden. His friend Martin agrees and adds with even greater clarity, travaillons sans raisonner. C'est le seul moyen de rendre la vie supportable. Let's work without thinking. That's the only way of making life bearable. Candide's solution is to return to nature and the simple life, unquestioning, undoubting. This is the way to happiness, as opposed to his worldly wise adventures, which led to unhappiness and cynicism. It could be suggested that chance has cultivated his garden, and through the gardening metaphors hopes to help others cultivate their simpler garden of life. My thanks for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you found it of some value.